Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger, and you are listening to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. I am a mortgage lender. I've been in the mortgage business for 32 years, come March 18th, and I'm super excited to be celebrating 32 years of this business. It's been a great ride. I got to tell you something. I've had a lot of fun, met a lot of really good people out there. A lot of them come from my radio show. A lot of clients that I've gotten to know and gotten to love and getting to know their families and closed on transactions. We've saved them money. We've helped them buy homes. And you know something, I don't know. First of all, I'm not smart enough to do anything else. And secondly is I love what I'm doing. I get to help people get into something that's going to make them money, and buying real estate makes you money. Speaking of buying real estate, there will be a Zoom class on March the 11th. And that will be for my wealth building class. That is tomorrow. You must register immediately in advance if you want to get into that class. It is at 6 p.m. on the 11th. You must go to WeBringYouHome.com, and I'll walk you through the stages on how to become a homeowner, or if you're already a homeowner, how to make wealth in real estate. It's not that difficult, you guys. It really isn't. Don't make things more complicated. And by the way, everything I do, everything I teach you, everything I do within my business organization is streamlined. I'm not a complicated guy. Matter of fact, if it gets too complicated, I don't do it. So I want to keep things simple. I want to keep things simple for you. I want to keep things simple for me. I want you to follow my process on my Leapfrog program. I'll show you how you can put about $2.1 million plus in free and clear property in a 20-year span. If you're interested in getting into my Leapfrog program, there are limited seats available. I know I do have a few left, but you must go to WeBringYouHome.com and register for that event. I will have a guest on there, Cleve Loveland from Loveland Properties will be on there with me as well. He's done very well in real estate, and he and I are going to share all the techniques that you need to do to get through the Leapfrog program and amass wealth the simple way. And you're going to see a lot of the things we do are not what conventional investors do to be able to buy property. I do it a little different. It worked for me. If it worked for me, it can work for you. So join me on that. If you have any questions for the Lone Ranger, you reach me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I am the Lone Ranger, and this is the Lone Ranger Radio Show. This is where we talk about how to save money when you're buying real estate, how to get the best mortgage possible. What are mortgage rates doing right now? Okay, is it time to refinance? You know, I discourage, I should say, about 50% of the people that call me for refinancing. I'm probably discouraging more than that right now. Why am I doing that? Because if you didn't already refinance, you are definitely going to pay a higher rate today. So there's no question about it. You missed out on the best interest rates that I've ever seen in my history of being in this business. But that doesn't mean it's still you've lost it all. You just didn't get the best. Right? You didn't move fast enough. And I'm going to tell you something. When you move fast and you take advantage of situations when they're available, you can definitely get an advantage from that. And all the folks, I want to thank you for refinancing with me. You guys got some great rates, really good rates. We're doing some nice big cash outs to pay off debt. I love to see you guys become debt free. It's always better to have it on your mortgage than it is to have it on your credit card debt. And then what I've done is taken people's mortgages, pulled money out, paid off all their debt, and then showed them how if they just applied the same amount of money that they're used to paying between their mortgage and their credit cards and their car loans right now that they only have one loan, and that's your mortgage, apply that difference toward the mortgage, and I show you how to pay it off in 15, 10. I had a client the other day, they were paying it off in 6.5 years, and all they had to do is keep paying what they were paying. But I reorganized where the money was going. We just shifted it around. And now they have no credit cards, no car loans, and their loan will be paid off in 6.5 years. I mean, come on, you guys. Isn't that what we want? We want to retire early. I know I do. I Maybe you think that your Social Security check's going to be enough for you. Maybe you think that the Biden administration is going to keep sending you stimulus bills. I don't know what you're thinking, but I can tell you this much. I know that if I don't take care of my own family, no one else is. And I do believe that acting quick is better than not acting at all. Even if you made a mistake by acting quick, you're generally better off to do it and make a mistake than not to do anything at all. Being polarized is just, it's the enemy of success. And the difference between people that are highly successful, people that have a lot of money in the bank, people that have a great job, people that have a great marriage, people that are great mothers and fathers, they're committed and they do it. They don't talk about it. Yeah, Bruce, I'm thinking about doing that. Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I don't have a date. I haven't really committed. Or I want to do this, but I don't want to tell anybody that because it might hold me actually accountable. Really? Being held accountable is a bad thing? Is it pressure? It's pressure, yeah, but you actually get somewhere. You do something with your life. All you folks that are renting out there, you're never going to have any money in the bank. You can't accumulate wealth being a renter. Show me anybody you know that has retired and never owned a piece of property and retired rich. They don't do it. People that have money own real estate. You don't get rich by renting. You're sitting on the sidelines of life. You are truly a spectator. You're watching life as a spectator. You're not involved. You're not changing the world. You're not changing the lifestyle for your family. You're continuing to make your landlord rich. Hey, listen, I'm a landlord. I love it when you make me rich. That makes me really happy. I like it. But you need to do the same thing. Don't sit on the sidelines. If you're a renter, you are truly a spectator. You're not really involved. And I'm going to tell you something. Not only does being a homeowner make tremendous financial sense, it makes socioeconomic sense. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's 407-706-3313. Or apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. What do I mean by socioeconomic sense? Well, did you know that there's less teenage pregnancies in households that are homeowners than there are renters? Did you know that there's less drug abuse and alcohol abuse in homes where you're a homeowner versus a renter? Did you know that your children have 116% better chance on going to college and graduating with a college degree if you're a homeowner versus a renter? Did you know that you're more likely to vote? You're more likely to be involved in your PTA. You're more likely involved in neighborhood associations. You're more likely to be involved. You're more likely to improve your neighborhood. How many renters are going out there and planting gardens and improving their neighborhoods? They don't care. Why should they? It's not their house. They don't have anything to gain in it. Be a homeowner. Be a homeowner. 407-706-3313. Stop watching life go by, you guys. And granted, interest rates are rising. That's good. They're going to keep going up. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Guess what else is going up? The price of gas, the price of lumber, new cars, everything. The company you work for's products are going up. Minimum wage is going up. So what? Big deal. What are you going to do about it? I don't think you can do anything about it. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loner Ranger. I might be a little controversial when it comes to a few things, but I can tell you what I am also. I'm committed to helping people. I'm committed to helping people grow. I'm committed to helping you get out of your rut and become a homeowner. If you have any questions for the Loner Ranger, you know how to reach me. I'm at 407-706-3313. 407-706-3313. We'll be back in 5 minutes. I've got a great guest that I'm going to be bringing on. And just apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes. I got some things to share with you regarding interest rates, teachers, and law enforcement. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. If you have any questions for me, you feel free to give me a call. I'm at 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313. Enjoying my new time here on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. And so if you ever feel the need to give me a call, you can always call me here at 407-706-3313. You can apply online at webringyouhome.com. That is webringyouhome.com. This is also going to be podcast on iHeartRadio, so you'll be able to listen to it at your leisure if you would like to listen to my show after hours. If you didn't catch something, or you'd like to invite a builder, realtor, or maybe a friend of yours that may be interested in buying or refinancing a home to my podcast show, you also will find it on my YouTube page. So if you ever want to check out Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, make sure that I'm the guy you really want to deal with. Go to the Google and check out Bruce Woodburn, and you will find all my YouTube recordings on there as well. I want to welcome one of my dear friends, one of my valued business partners, and one of my all-time favorite real estate agents, Cleve Loveland, to the show. Welcome to the show, Cleve.
Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. You and I have been working together for, I'm going to guess, about 10, 11 years?
Like 15
almost.
years. 13, 14 maybe.
I'm not that old.
Yeah.
I'm not that old.
Neither am I.
So, Cleve, I truly look up to Cleve because not only has he had a radio show for like 50 years, okay, and he and his family been in the business for what, 30 years?
40 years total. I mean, selling Central Florida real estate.
Yep. So, and we're still trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah. No, we learn stuff every day.
Absolutely. But Cleve brings a wealth of knowledge. You know, he's an expert at listing properties. He's got an amazing buyer's agents team. So if you are considering putting your home on the market, maybe you want somebody to give you, their honest opinion. You won't get a more honest opinion than Cleve will give you for what you need to do to get your home in the right position to sell. If you're looking to buy a home, obviously get pre-approved by me and my team at CrossCountry Mortgage, the Loner Ranger. But Cleve's team's here to walk you through the process. So before we get on to market stats, I want to first of all pay one of your employees a compliment. Nanette Edmonds, how long has she worked for you?
Almost 15 years.
So she's your buyer's agent.
She's like my team captain. Yes, she does most.
So first of all, and a lot of people think this about me, they may think it about you, that, you know what, I went to Cleve, but he passed me on to Nanette to help buy a house. Or I went to Bruce and he's got Chase or Sarah or Jeanette or Janine or Todd working on my file. That doesn't mean we're not involved.
Yeah.
Right? People might think we're not involved. We're very involved in our business. I'm involved in every transaction. But the reason I mention this is that Cleve's buyer's agent, Nanette, is the thing that I think is the most important in a buyer's agent. And that is, she's a fierce negotiator. Now, and I'm going to tell you, because I don't even know if you know this happened, but I've got several transactions that we're working on together. And right now we are so deep into a seller's market that there's multiple offers on every transaction.
Yep.
And when I get a call from a real estate agent saying, I don't know if you understand what's going on in the market right now, because there's a lot of buyers wanting to buy houses and you can't get closing costs paid. Oh my God. Don't tell Nanette that, okay?
Because she gets it done.
She not only does she get it done, like she had one the other day that we had like $7,000 in closing costs paid. Okay, we weren't even sure how that was going to happen. She pulled it off. Then she comes back later and says, I got the guy $9,000 in closing in a seller's market with multiple offers on the property.
Yep.
So I mean, that is, listen, what do you want in a real estate agent? You don't need a glorified taxi driver. You need a fierce negotiator.
Yep.
Let him fight for the money like it's your own money. And Cleve and his team will do that. So I'm glad to give you a shout out.
I appreciate that praise, because I am made better by my team. Every single one of them is great at what they do. And I couldn't list and sell all the properties we do and focus on everything we do without that team. But we meet every morning for almost an hour to go over what's happening with all of our sellers, all of our buyers. We do property management also. So it's like I could not do it myself. And I am a broker, but I don't have just 50 agents with licenses hung on the wall that I never see in the office. Yeah. I've got 2 high producing buyers agents that sell more homes, literally, just like I say on the air. I sell more homes in a month than most agents sell in a year.
And it's true. It's true. How would somebody reach you?
407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. It's funny, I finally got that that name was like taken for a while. It was Loveland Report. Now I've got cleveloveland.com. Some people in eastern Croatia, I think, had it held hostage for a while. They wanted millions of dollars for it. They finally gave up, and I paid them.
I was going to buy it and sell it.
Paid them for $100. But have we got time for a couple of stats?
Yes, absolutely.
This is what's driving.
And we've got 3 segments here, but let's see what's driving the market.
This market right now, and what's interesting is I look at numbers we get great reports from the Orlando Regional Realtor Association every week, and once a month we get the market pulse. How many homes are for sale? And it breaks it down to us by category, what's selling. Right now, inventory in the metro area, about 4 counties in Central Florida, we've got about 4,000 homes for sale. Now, below 300,000, there's probably only about 1,000. And that's climbing. It's very tight inventory. We're selling about 3,000 homes a month in different forms around Central Florida. So that's less than a 2-month supply, like a 5-week supply. When you've got less than a 6-month supply, prices rise. That's a seller's market. Above 500,000, the inventory probably stretches out to maybe 3 months of inventory, but it's still a seller's market. Above $1 million, it's still only about a 6-month supply. So even that is a seller's market.
So you would typically say that that's a balanced market in the 250, 400 price point, but it's not. It's not.
And these, you've got great interest rates. It's helping people buy. We talk all the time about don't rent, buy another property, rent out the old one. We talk about that. But this market is being very well driven by this, and there's a lot of demand. Now, the good thing about this, the next question I get, Bruce, is, oh my gosh, is there a bubble coming? Well, we've got great lending practices, which we didn't have in 2008.
Right.
We've got actually lower interest rates than we had in 2007 and 8. Rates were 6%. We've got builders are not building. They're not overbuilding. They were overbuilt in 2007. They started delivering homes, massive amounts of homes that nobody could get into, nobody could sell because the market crashed, and nobody could rent them out. Their mortgage payments were $2,000. The rent was $1,200.
So there was an abundance of inventory.
We don't have that from the bubble. Right now, builders are throttled back to where they can only sell 6 homes a week, 6 homes a month in that subdivision, or 10 homes, depending on the size. They're waiting on their supply chain to tell them what they can build and for pricing.
They don't know what to price them at.
Yeah.
I've been told that lumber is going to go up 300%.
Yeah, so that's the good things about this market. And we've also got a lot of the market, like I had a great week last week. A lot of people calling me. I've been talking to them for like a year, and for certain reasons, not only COVID or the pandemic, they were staying put. They were waiting to see, and now things are happening. They're like, okay, we need to do this. We got a new president. I'm heading for Central America. Mom and Dad they moved in the assisted living.
Probably lots of room down there.
Yeah. So mom and dad are moving into assisted living. We got to sell their home, or they used to live with us. We need a smaller house. Whatever it might be, the market's going to keep going. One thing about Central Florida, we don't run out of land. That's why we're getting so big.
No, we don't. But land prices are going up as well.
Yep. So, but it's just a controlled market. It's like a controlled burn. Like they don't do in California. They have those blazing wildfires.
Hey, if you have any questions for Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the Loner Ranger, you can reach me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or you can apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. One thing I want to mention before we finish this particular segment is that I do a wealth building class that's how to make $2.1 million over a 20-year period of time. My co-host on that is Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties, amazing real estate agent. He has been super successful about buying properties. He's owned more properties than I have and has more properties currently than I have. But we're going to share the successes and our failures, and we're going to walk you through that process from soup to nuts. And that's going to be on it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be on March the 11th, which is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Zoom meeting. You must register in advance. If you don't register in advance, you will not get into the show. So go to WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. I've got more to talk to Cleve about what's going on in the market, how you can save money in this market. Is it too late for you to get in now that interest rates are rising? We're going to talk a little bit about that. and my healthcare, fire department, and police department loans. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Loner Ranger. I have been lending mortgages for 32 years and loved every minute of it. I've closed over 9,000 transactions. I close more transactions a month than most loan officers do in a year, and probably more in a week than most loan officers do in a year. Why do I do that? Not because I'm so great, because my team's absolutely amazing. My systems for you are incredible. Now, are my rates great? Yeah, I'm a direct lender. We're in all 50 states, Alaska and Hawaii included. But here's the reason. My team is so efficient, and we have a receptionist that actually answers calls. Some of you may not know what a receptionist is. It's a person that sits in an office and takes calls and tells you, hey, Bruce is on the phone right now. Bruce is in the recording studio. May I have him call you at 4 o'clock? They actually give you service. You know, it's funny. If I ask 100 people on the street, what do you want most in a mortgage? It's always the best rate. Everybody says the best rate. Nobody's ever said, I don't care what the rate is, Bruce, just give me great service. So the rate's always important. You're going to get a great rate when you come to Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the Loan Arranger. You just call me at 407-706-3313 or go to WeBringYouHome.com. But here's what people don't realize. They don't realize how important service is until you don't get it. And when you go to one of these fly-by-night mortgage company or some of the biggest mortgage companies, the biggest in the world, the rocket ship one, right? You are a loan number. You are not an individual. The clients that I do business with, I have done sometimes not one, not two, not three, sometimes 5, 6, 10 mortgages for them and their family over the years. You want great service, you call Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry, the mortgage loan arranger. I am the loan arranger, and I promise you, you'll get great service, you'll get a great rate, we'll close on time. If you're a real estate agent out there, stop aligning yourself with these turkeys out there because they knocked on your door one day. Align yourself with somebody that's going to get the job done. Good Lord, your commission's at stake on those deals. I don't miss closing dates. So call me, 407-706-3313. I have my guest with me, Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties, been in the business for like 40 years. I know he hasn't been in the business, but his family has, and he's been doing it for 20 plus years.
Yeah, almost 30.
Almost 30 years. And we were just talking a little bit about inventory in the market, what's going on. What we do want to get to is interest rates, but you had a question regarding my Fast Track program. What is it that you want to know about Fast Track?
Well, the one thing in multiple offer situations, that's what I want to see is a Fast Track. And my main job for my sellers is to make sure if we're going to have multiple offers, which a lot of times we do nowadays, there's an art to handling those. And I don't see enough of the buyers fast tracked, but tell everybody what Fast Track is.
So Fast Track is a step above a pre-approval. So most lenders, half the lenders out there write your approval letter with a pre-qualification. All they need is a credit report and somebody on the other end of the phone, and they'll give you a pre-approval or pre-qualification. Some will even give you a pre-approval. I think it's malpractice. I truly think that's malpractice because we have contracts at stake here. And then people wonder why their mortgages fall apart while they're, the dog and the kids are in the car and the moving truck's full, and they wonder why they didn't close. It's because all the documents weren't lined up. So my Fast Track is not a pre-approval. It's a full-on underwritten approval. So you are not only giving me all your documents, but I'm having an underwriter review it. They're signing off on it. You are then positioned to be as close to a cash buyer as you can possibly be without physically paying cash. That's what a Fast Track is. And Cleve loves it because he knows those deals are going to close on time. Matter of fact, if you are Fast Tracked with me and you're buying a home, I'll guarantee you your closing date. And I usually guarantee a 21-day close. I'm still doing a lot of those, but appraisals are taking like 3 weeks. So temporarily, I'm pushing my guarantee to about 30 days. Okay, but I'm still closing them in 30 or less if you're fast-tracked. If I don't close, I will reimburse my buyer their appraisal money. If I don't close on time, I'll pay the seller of the home $100 a day for every day I miss that closing up to 5 days. How many times do you think I've had to pay that money out, Cleve?
Not a lot.
One time.
Yep.
I did have to pay it out. I did pay it out. And it was on a USDA transaction, and nobody told me it was on well and septic.
Yep.
And I got the well done in time, but I couldn't. I got the septic. I couldn't get the well done in time.
And these are the things that it's what's important. When I get multiple offers, it's not always, an agent might write an offer for $10,000 above list price, but if they got a $500 escrow deposit and they want to close in 90 days and the buyer's home isn't sold yet,
that's a problem.
That's a problem. But most agents might just jump right at the high price and say, all right, this is our buyer.
What are some techniques that you're seeing because people are going to be in a multiple offer situation? What are some of the things other than fast track, which is probably the best thing?
Well, if you're the buyer writing the offer, you want to make sure you've got that fast track, but you also want to write the offer if you feel confident with the comps. Don't worry about what you're paying for it. Literally, I'm telling you, and this sounds crazy, don't worry about what you pay for it. The next one's going to sell for 1% more in another month or two.
In a month.
So do that. Go above list price. Go in, and how much a good agent should be able to tell you how much. I will tell you how much if I'm writing your offer. Also, put an escalation clause in saying we'll beat any other offer by $1,000. Put a clause in there saying we'll go above appraised value over $10,000 above appraised value.
If you can afford
to. Now, but you've got to know, some agents don't know how to explain to the buyer, say, well, let's say it doesn't appraise. Can you bring that extra $5,000 to closing? And then be like, what? But I can go through that with the buyers and say, how much do you have for down payment? All right, well, let's get you approved fast-tracked on a 10% down loan. We know you've got 20%. Just in case it doesn't appraise, we've got that cushion. These are the things you've got to do. But I think the most buyers don't get when they're out there looking around, they lose a house, is because they didn't get a proper education from the agent showing them around. If they're looking at a house for $450,000, they should see everything that's sold or everything for sale in the area from $400,000 to $475,000. They should see what the builders are building around there. They should also be shown what's pending and sold in the last 30 days.
You have to have a little bit of an education.
And you get that education, then you feel good about writing your offer. And I can't tell you how many agents call me afterwards. Their buyers are crying, and they're going to hear them sobbing in the background because they didn't get the offer. And I told them to make it better. Now, sometimes when I get an offer, I'm an expert with multiple offers. When I get a bunch of offers, my job is literally to chum the waters and get everybody into a feeding frenzy and tell them, hey, you've got till Wednesday tomorrow at noon to get this done. And I want the best price. I want the best escrow deposit. I want to know if they can go above appraisal.
Make your highest and best offer.
And that's what that means. But a lot of agents they don't know what to do. And I'll have them call me after we're all done. They don't call me back.
Well, it's not, I think a lot of it has to do with educating the consumer. You have to educate the consumer. They have to know what is realistic in this time. And sometimes you, the client that's listening to me out there, may be your own worst enemy. You may not think that that's the right thing to do. But if you are informed, and what Cleve is saying is that you may have to come in over ask price. But if the house was already overpriced, it's not going to appraise anyway. Sometimes you can let the appraisal renegotiate your transaction.
You can do that. You can add in closing costs later on. I mean, there's all kinds of things to be done. But getting you first.
Right, because you could look back and go, I lost that house. Well, how much would you have paid for it if you got it? Well, I would have gone a little higher. Well, then you should have gone a little higher. And you have to look at that. But if you're educated, and like Cleve said, on, hey, what other houses have sold within this community, first of all, maybe a quarter of a mile or a mile at the most, and within the last couple of months. And if you can look at that and go, I've looked at every one of those houses that are on the market, and this one truly is the best, then don't lose it. Be strong. It's okay if you come in over purchase price. It's okay if you do that.
Well, I've had some people miss it too, Bruce, and we haven't talked about rates, but I assume they are higher than they were 3 months ago, right?
They're higher than they were 3 weeks ago. And if you have any questions, let's give out our numbers, 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. And my website, WeBringYouHome.com. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on my podcast. Got all the information to help guide you in the right direction of a right decision. Cleve, how do they reach you?
407-352-8118 or CleveLoveland.com.
That's CleveLoveland.com. Great agent, great for helping you list your home, give you an honest opinion of how to get the most money out of your house. Stop screwing around with these turkeys out there. Hire an agent that's going to get the job done. You having to list it multiple times is not going to make people think that the house is worth it. They're going to think that there's something wrong with it. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loner Ranger Show and more from Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Loner Ranger. If you have questions for me, or if you'd like to apply online, you can go to WeBringYouHome.com. If you want to call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I am the Loner Ranger. I run the region for CrossCountry Mortgage. I've been in the business for 32 years. I have closed over 9,000 transactions. I specialize in purchase transactions, but we love helping you save money on refinances. Here's something else that I have devoted my career to. Veterans. If you're a veteran, don't think that going to USAA is the best deal for you. It's not. They're a giant insurance company that does mortgages, and they let you believe like they're part of the government, they're part of the military. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I guarantee you will get better service. You will get and equally, if not a better rate from me. No questions asked. VA, refinances, purchases, I'm there to help you. If you're a veteran, you call me at 407-706-3313. If you're active military, do the same thing. If you would like to apply online, go to WeBringYouHome.com. But here's something else. If you are in law enforcement of any kind, I am the official lender for the Fraternal Order of Police, the FOP, and the Police Benevolent Association in Florida. I am the lender. You get $2,168 discounts. Plus, if you're buying a home, we'll get you discounts on the real estate services as well. $2,168, guys. Like no appraisal fees, no underwriting fees, no doc prep fees. You get all kinds of discounts. I mean, it's crazy. Stop wasting your money with these yahoos out there that aren't local. I'm a local business person. You can drive to my office right now at 2729 West Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. I mean, try doing that with the Rocket. Try doing that with almost any other mortgage company. I've been in here. I've been in the same location for like 20 plus years. If you are a teacher, I am the official lender for several of the teachers' unions. Matter of fact, I did a big presentation with them on Saturday, and I had Sarah Wong, one of my associates, do a big presentation for them. We're helping out a lot of teachers, people that are educators. And I don't care if you read Dr. Seuss. I love Dr. Seuss, okay? Just wanted to go out and say that. I can't read it because my tongue gets twisted sometimes, but I've never seen anything offensive to anybody other than my personal tongue when it came to that. All right, and then if you are a healthcare worker, Advent Health, Orlando Health, you work for a doctor's office, a clinic. I have special programs for healthcare workers. You get a lot of discounts here. Stop going to your credit union and your bank thinking that they're your neighborhood friend. They can't do even close to what I can do for you and get you a great mortgage, cheaper rate, cheaper closing cost, faster service, actual service, at 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. We are on our last segment, and I wanted to bring Cleve Loveland back in from Loveland Properties. And Cleve, welcome back to the show.
And thanks for having me on, Bruce. I want to talk real quick before the end of the show about things that people need to do when you're thinking about selling. Give me a call first. And I help people that are 6 months, a year and a half away from selling before you do any improvements to the house. And I just had somebody, they're a landlord, they're going to sell a rental property, it's time, and they were like thinking they had to re-landscape the yard. I got all their estimates they had laying in front of them. They're about ready to pull the trigger on all this work. And I'm like, whoa, they had about $15,000 in work on a $300,000 house. I go, we just need that, just the exterior painting. That's all we need. I went and took a look at the property. That's all we will need to get top dollar for this property. So we're talking $3,500 instead of $15,000, and that's money. That's what I do. That's where I earn my money and save my sellers money and make them more on a sale. And that's what's important about getting a house ready to sell. You want to do the basic fix-ups. Usually it's maybe 1% to 2% of the price of the property, Bruce, but it's also about doing the right things. Tenant in the property.
Or not doing the wrong things.
Yeah. Tenant in the property. don't want to sell it with the tenant in the property unless you absolutely have to. You're much better off to get the tenant out, get it cleaned up, freshened up, and then have everybody come through. A tenant will throttle back the showings and be like, oh, my God, I don't want to be disturbed. This is my life.
They'll tell you their prospective buyer, oh, wow, that landlord didn't fix this, and that's been leaking for years.
Yeah, so all kinds of things like that. I can save sellers money because I see what works. I mean, I see a bunch of offers every month. I know what good offers look like. I know what houses sell the fastest and what fix-ups are the right thing to do. I work on this all the time. So, and I just got my finger on the pulse of the market. So if you need to reach me, it's 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, and if you want to go to the seminar, our wealth building seminar that Cleve and I are doing, it is going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. You will need to register right now at webringyouhome.com. Go to my events page, and you'll click on that date and then download the material that you're going to need to follow through with. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick class, guys. This is how to get rich over your lifetime and retire with real money. This is not some swanky thing. Matter of fact, you don't have anything to buy. You don't have to do anything. You just have to follow our path. We're sharing it with you at no charge. No charge. We should be charging for that. Making people millionaires and not charging for it.
I wish I had the time
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I'd like to have, if I had the time,
But that'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Register at webringyouhome.com. I have another class that I'm going to be doing. So before we're going to talk about my class. It's going to be a construction perm class. What's a construction perm? That means you own a lot or you want to buy a lot and build on your own home. I have the best construction to perm loans in the market. If you don't want to buy the big box from the Lennars and the D.R. Hortons and all that, hey, listen, nothing to take away from them. They're great builders. Love them. They do great. Hanover Family Builders. Best production builder in Central Florida, bar none. Hanover Family Builders. Write that down. Go to my website. I'll give you a direct link to them. 16 communities throughout Central Florida. But if you don't want that and you can't find the resale because you keep losing out on offers, maybe you want to find a lot and build on your own lot. Most people and most realtors do not understand how construction to perm loans work. I'm going to teach you how they work and see if that might fit into what you're looking for. So you either have the lot or you want to buy the lot, and then I close on the whole thing and you build your own custom home together, and it's all one little nice pretty package. Now, I do conventional loans with as little as 10% down. But here's the coup de grace. No one else I know has this. FHA construction perm loans, 3.5% down. VA construction perm loans, no money down. That's no down payment. I didn't say no closing costs. I didn't say nothing else, but we can even have the builder add that stuff into it. And you, as a veteran, can build on your own lot or find a lot and build on it. And you have everything you want. If you're a real estate agent, help me find lots. Help me connect buyers with lots. And if you're a builder, you should call me. I guarantee you don't work with a lender that has as good of a construction perm program as I do. I guarantee that. I know that. I will say that with confidence. 407-706-3313. That class will be on March the 30th at 10 a.m. It will be a Zoom class. Go to my website at webringyouhome.com. You register for that, and I will walk you through the construction perm program. Cleve, you wanted to know about interest rates. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. About where are we at? Approximately. I know you can't. It depends on everybody's credit.
You mean when we got to the studio or when we're going to leave the studio? Yeah. So here's the thing. It's hard for me to tell you where interest rates are, but I will tell you this. If you would have qualified for 2 3/4 3 weeks ago, you're likely at 3 1/4 today. So about a half a point higher in interest rate. Mm-hmm. Why is that? The bond market is going down. Mortgages are tied to the bond market. We want the bonds to be up. We don't want the bonds to be down. We're losing ground on that, losing ground rapidly. We had, in the last 3 weeks, I think I've had 3 days that look good, and they were only marginally good. They weren't recovering what we've lost. The days of your 2.5% interest rate, 2 3/4% interest rate, they are going, and they are going fast, and in most cases, they're gone. 407-706-3313. Cleve, how do they reach you?
You can call Cleve Loveland. I will be the one that comes to your house. I am not going to send some rookie out there. It's going to be me that comes out to help you with your real estate portfolio. 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Or WeBringYouHome.com. Bruce Woodburn. We will see you next week. I want to personally thank Cleve for attending and joining me on the radio
Thanks
show.
for having me.
I love having him here. Call him,